We in our own lane and we got our own slang. We got our own gang with a literacy gang. We in our own lane and we got our own slang. We do our own thing with a literacy gang. We know our ABCs, we can read a riddle. We about the accent, present participle. Subject and predicates meeting in the middle. 20 minutes, everything really is that simple. Your brain is a muscle, must keep it trained. We flex different with a literacy gang. Your brain is a muscle, must keep it trained. We flex different with a literacy gang. We in our own lane and we got our own slang. We do our own thing with a literacy gang. We in our own lane and we got our own slang. We do our own thing with a literacy gang.
Greetings, virtual villagers. Greeting, literacy gang. Always great to hear that great, beautiful song from the Literacy Gang by Miss Latanya, also known as Miss Abyss. So thank you for that one. Season 4 has been going off great, and we're marching into March with another great, beautiful, phenomenal, fantastic literacy lesson, as well as that culturally affirming literature, because that's what we're always about here at Clever Communities in Action, is getting people off right and onto the perfect path to making sure that we're the best that we can be. And for those who don't know, I am not Miss Star Armstrong, founder and executive director of Clever Communities in Action. I am Jaimir, and I've been with CCA for a really long time, and it's just been a beautiful opportunity. And a little trivia for those who don't know, this is probably my second time hosting. My first time was with Dr. Brielle Brookins for Howard University, and before that, I was a virtual village influencer. So if you've been rocking with us, that was almost a year ago. So for a year strong, we've just been growing, and making sure that everyone is affirmed, whether that be from 8 to 80. That's what we've been always about. And it's just really good to be in the driver's seat, because I usually do a lot of the behind the scenes stuff now. And so being back in front and having that stage presence, making sure that the energy's up in there. And I hope it is, Literacy Gang, because it's been a while since I've been able to just go crazy with you guys and get this great. I said great already, didn't I? Let's try a different word to get this phenomenal, there it is, literacy lesson. And just to start things off a little bit, phenomenal is spelled with a PH, not an F. Just a little teaser for what we're going to get in later today. But we have a great teacher. You all know Miss Anderson. She's been with us since season 1 when we started bringing on the teach-ins, and it's just been amazing. She'll not only be reading with us tonight, but she'll also be teaching and instructing. And we're just happy to have her. We're happy to have you. But more importantly, we're just happy that we're here and we're taking the virtual setting and making sure that everyone can get involved. So we're just loved and want to give love today. And speaking of giving love, let's go to Shania with that great affirmation, and we can spread that love. So let's see.
Greetings, virtual villagers. My name is Shania, and do you know what time it is? It's affirmation time! Time to remind ourselves how great we are. So everybody, repeat after me. I am smart. I have purpose. I am confident. I am valuable. My voice is worthy of being heard. I am an asset to my family, school, and community. I respect myself and I respect others. I am beautifully made inside and out. I love my beautiful hair and I love my beautiful brown skin. I am more than enough. Great job, virtual villagers. Can I get a virtual high five? Great job. And always remember how fantastic you are. Villagers. I'm back. It's Kalia, and here's today's moment in history.
Barbara Jordan. Born in Houston, Texas in 1936, Barbara Jordan was set out to make history. Attending the then-segregated Phillips Wheatley High School, Jordan found her passion and her career path, the people and law. She would then go on to become a force at Texas Southern University, where she leads the school's debate team to national acclaim. After obtaining her law degree, she returned to Houston and opened a law office in the 5th Ward. It is in the 5th Ward where she would then be a member of the Texan legislature, serving as a state senator, making her the first Black person in Texas history to serve in the Senate and the first Black person to serve in the Texas legislature since 1883, which her great-grandfather also served in during Reconstruction. Ms. Jordan would then be elected to the U.S. House of Representatives in 1972, where she'd go on to have her landmark speech during Nixon's impeachment hearings in 1974. Barbara Jordan was a valiant defender of justice and sought to represent the people of Texas with justice at the forefront of her mind.
This episode of the Virtual Village Show has been brought to you by Truist.
Good morning, students!
Professor Ramona and I are going to be working on fractions today.
Encuentra el país.
Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him.
Excuse me.
Ay, de nuevo.
Teachers are doing whatever it takes to connect with their students.
202.
And Cox is too, by connecting over 140,000 eligible students in need with low-cost internet.
Who wants to see it again?
With the Connect to Compete program from Cox.
Have you been injured? Do you need to protect your intellectual property? The McCall Firm can help you. We are an Atlanta-based boutique law firm offering a unique blend of personal injury and intellectual property services. We provide tailored counseling and representation. The McCall Firm is here for you. Call us today for a free consultation at 404-999-5-LAW. The McCall Firm. No gimmicks, just results.
Welcome. So got those ads from our sponsors. We got Affirm by Shania, and then we got a little bit more Educated by Kalia. And now we get to segue right into our phenomenal teacher lesson with Miss Anderson. And for those of you who don't know, at SCCI, we like to just really build those culturally affirming skills and those literacy skills as well. So make sure you put your thinking cap on. I already got my thinking turban, and then get out that pen and pencil, and then let's just get on. So allow me to introduce Miss Tyra Anderson. There she is. How you doing, Miss Anderson?
Hi. Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing great. Just happy to be in the screen, and also happy to be here with the Literacy Gang, and happy to learn a little bit.
Awesome. I'm excited about tonight and what I'm going to share.
Absolutely. And we're just excited to have you. So how have you been, Miss Tyra, with everything going on?
I've been good. A little tired, trying to get ready for students are going to be returning to school next week. So I've been getting my classroom ready, and I'm excited about them coming in. So yeah, kind of getting ready for that. So it's been a whole year. It will be a whole year since the last time I was actually physically in the classroom teaching students. So I am excited to see them.
I believe you, and we're just hoping that everything is safe, and just happy the kids are back in the schools so they're able to get that in-person learning and that extra attention. But the virtual village is happy to have you for about a year now too. And I know that they're just tired of hearing me go on, and what they want to hear is get that nice lesson. So I'm going to step away and we can get right into it. So,
all right.
See you.
All right. Good evening, virtual villagers. I am Miss Anderson here with another lesson for you tonight. So as we always do, we start out, let me just go over what I'm going to talk about. So we're going to identify and name the uppercase and lowercase letters of the alphabet. So we always start out with our letter sounds. And then we're going to move on to where we break up the sounds and blend them into words. And then tonight we're going to look at the ending sounds of some words. So I'm going to say some words and I want you to think about what sounds you hear at the end. And then I'll come back with your parent tip. All right, so let's get started. All right, so I always got to remember which way to go. Here we go. So apple. B, ball. C, cat. D, dog. E, elephant. F, fish. G, guitar. H, hippo. I, insect. J, jelly bean. K, king. L, lamp. M, mouse. N, necklace. All right. O, ostrich. P, pumpkin. Q, quilt. R, raccoon. S, sun. T, teacher. U, umbrella. V, violin. W, window. X, x-ray. Y, yarn. And Z, zebra. All right, good job with those letter sounds. So that is going to bring us right into the next part of our lesson, which is ending sounds. So we've done beginning sounds. So now I want you to listen for the sound that you hear at the end, okay? All right, so the first word is life, right? So I don't want you to think about how it's spelled. I want you to think about the sound you hear at the end, all right? So let's see, let's try it again without the word on the screen. Life. All right, so we hear the sound at the end of life. And what letter makes that sound? Think back to the letters that we did. That's right, the letter F says F. Good job. All right, next word is cage. Cage. All right, what sound did you hear at the end of cage? And this letter makes two different sounds. So which one says J? All right, we hear the J sound. And what letter says that? It actually is two different letters, but when we spell cage, it is the letter G. The letter G. All right. Next word, cube. Cube. What sound did we hear at the end? That's right. We hear the B sound at the end of cube. And what letter says B? That's right. It is the letter B. B says B, and that is the sound we hear at the end of cube. All right. Next word is fuzz. Fuzz. What sound do you hear at the end of fuzz? That's right. We hear the Z, Z, like a busy bee, buzz. So what letter makes that Z sound? That's right. It is the letter Z. Excellent job. You guys know all of your letter sounds. All right, we're going to do one more. What sound do we hear at the end of plum? Plum. So what sound are you making at the end of that word? That's right. We hear the sound at the end of plum. And what letter makes the sound? Did you say M? You are right. The letter M says All right, very good. All right, so now we are going to blend some sounds together to help us read some words. So we've done the different vowels, and so tonight we're going to kind of mix it up. All right, so we know our letter sounds, right? So what letter says Right, we know that letter N says All right, now what letter says ah? Good. The letter A says ah. All right, and then the last letter, what letter says P? It is the letter P. Good job. All right, so now we're going to blend them together to see what word did we make. All right, here we go. Ah. All right, let's try it again. Ah. One more time. Ah. Did you guess the word? That's right. The word is nap. Very good. And that A in the middle is our vowel sound, which is a short A, which says ah. Very good. All right, let's do another one. All right, what letter says W? W. The letter W. All right, then what letter makes the sound? That's right, it is the letter E. Now, what letter says the B? We just did that one up there. B. You got it, letter B. All right, so now we're going to blend those together and see what our word is. So here we go. W. E. B. All right. W. E. B. All right, one more time. We're going to do a little bit faster. Web. Did you get it? That's right. The letter is web. And this time we're looking at the short E. And E says eh. Excellent job. All right, so we're going to do one more. All right. So this time, what letter says what letter makes the sound? That's right, the letter H. All right. What letter says eh? Sometimes people get the and the confused. So we did but which one says eh? Yes, it is the letter I. All right. Now, what letter says You got it. Letter M. All right. So you ready? We're going to blend them together. Here we go. Let me try that again. One more time. We're going to do a little bit faster. Him. The word is him. All right. Last part of the lesson, we are going to, I'm going to break the word up into two different sounds, right? Well, two different parts. And I want you to guess my word. All right. So let's do it. All right. So here we go. Folder. What is the word if we put it together? Folder. Folder. That's right. The word is folder. So that word was broken up into two syllables. All right, here we go. Candle. What's the word? Candle. Very good. Candle also has 2 syllables. All right, next word, sister. 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 Awesome job. One more. Here we go. Robin. 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 Awesome job, virtual villagers. You guys did an amazing job with putting the sounds together, doing our letter sounds, and figuring out what sounds we heard at the end of those words. So my parent tip for tonight is, so parents, one way to practice letter sounds is to pick a letter or a few letters, and as you're driving down the street, find stores that start with those certain letters and point them out as you're in the car. So for example, maybe your letter is M. And when you drive by McDonald's, like, oh, that starts with the M, even street signs, or Michael's, Marshall's. So whenever you see those stores, try to have your children look for those letters, and that will help with letter recognition. All right, so I'm gonna come back and read a story.
Thank you. That was a great lesson. And the parent tip was really cool because we just went past the Walmart, and that's a whole W.
There you go.
Just things like that. And like Ms. Tyra said, we will be coming back shortly after a word from our sponsors for this great read-in. Just to throw it back a little bit, something we've always done is building those literacy skills. So let's hear let's see from these sponsors real quick. So then we can get into this literacy.
After the holidays are over, most Americans prepare for taxes. Titan Tax is ready to make filing your taxes as stress-free as possible. This veteran-owned virtual tax office will prepare and submit your tax return safely from the comfort of your home. If you filed unemployment for the first time or wondering about home office tax deductions, Titan Tax Professional has the answer for you. Contact us today at TitanTax.com or 757-565-7781. Titan Tax, real help from real people.
All right. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this evening. So I'm going to read a story to you this evening called I Can Write the World. And the name and the author of this story is Joshunda Sanders, illustrated by Charlie Palmer. All right. Very colorful. So let's see what this story is about. I'm going to kind of scoot so you guys can see. Here we go. The sun lights the sky over the Bronx, bright orange and yellow. The smell of freshly baked bread in the air from the bakery up the street. The rattle of a fruit stand below. So as I'm reading, I want you to think about the pictures that you see and try to see if you can figure out what this is going to be about. Rising up from the corner, honking horns, salsa, and hip-hop music. The beeping of a truck that tows. My Bronx is a world of many colors and sounds, shapes and sizes that are bright and bold. My name is Ava Murray. I am 8 years old. Mornings with mommy include news, images and words I don't always catch, views from the outside in. I think these are stories about my home, but how I feel and what I see don't always match. Let's make you think. A girl about my age flashes on screen. It looks like adults are just being mean. She did something against the rules, painting pretty pictures that make plain walls sparkle like jewels. Why is she in trouble? I asked my mom. because she made something pretty, but she didn't ask for permission. Mom says the art is called graffiti, and it is one way kids who want to create share their talents with the world. Creativity is using what you have to make a map of your dreams. What you see in your mind or feel in your heart can come out in dance, colors, or beats. Look at that. When she was my age, there were no art classes at school, but Black and brown kids taught themselves to move, sketch, rap, and made hip hop culture cool. Sometimes the way the world sees us is different from how we see ourselves, Mom says. She is talking about the news and its views. See the frame around the window? It shapes everything you see below. Journalists on the news are like the window frame, Mom says. They tell the stories they think we should know. Listening to Mom makes me imagine myself watching the Bronx from the sidewalk, talking to my neighbors, typing up the stories I find everywhere I walk. At school, the thoughts and feelings still swirl when we are asked to write about what we love, about where we live. I remember Mom's story and think, I can write the world. Can I interview you for my first story? I asked Mom. Of course, Ava, I'd be honored, she says, her face lighting up like sunshine. Tell me more about the music and art you and your classmates made. So she's asking her mother about when she was a child. At an old park, she says, this is where it all began, with Grandmaster Flash and Kool Herc, who made new sounds from music with records and a microphone. Like a lot of our neighbors who are from islands like Puerto Rico or Haiti or Jamaica, when they came to the Bronx, they brought the sounds of their homelands, salsa, reggae. Hip-hop music has all of that in it too, along with African drum beats, dance hall, jazz, rhythm and blues. She reminds me of the huge parties in the summertime on our block with speakers so big, the music makes the whole Bronx rock. Everything we make is connected to the past, Mom says. It's how you make the art you love last. Long ago in Egypt, the first graffiti was made of symbols called hieroglyphics. The meaning of every mark then and now was tailored and specific. When I tell the story of the Bronx I know and love, I share the story of art forms that traveled miles and years to get here. Some stories about our home focus on the bad, not the good, I say at the end. But what is most beautiful in our world, what makes the Bronx stand out, may not always be understood. What matters most is that we know we are connected to people who have always made the most of the world they were given, making visible the beauty that otherwise must be hidden. This is what journalists have always done, so I decide I will be one. And it says, to be continued. All right. Thank you, boys and girls, virtual villagers, for tuning in with me tonight for that beautiful story. I hope you enjoyed it.
That was a great story. Always is. Always just feeling that affirming literature and seeing those little Black boys and girls in the story and just making sure that we see ourselves when we're reading. And it just builds that flavor and that love there. So thank you, Miss Tyra, once again, for always coming out and just educating and sharing love with us. We really appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. You've been a wonderful host tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. Just trying my best to man the ship. Is there anything that you wanted to say before we let you go?
Just again, like I always say, keep reading Virtual Villagers, and like the story said, write your own story. Okay, you don't have to believe what the media puts out about us, but make your own story. So
absolutely, thank you. We're always about changing the narrative here at CCIA, and this right here, the story is perfect to start us off this week because that's what we're going to be doing. This week is dedicated to writing our own stories. So thank you, Ms. Tyra. I hope you have a good night. And yeah, this is great. So
all right.
Ooh. And that was Miss Tyra, everyone. Miss Anderson, lovely reader for us, great teacher for us, longtime Literacy Gang fan. It was just amazing. And now something else is amazing. A new face with season 4, getting into our quote. We have Peyton. So let's go.
Greetings, virtual villagers. I am Peyton, and today's quote is from Barbara Jordan. If the society today allows wrongs to go unchallenged, the impression is created that those wrongs have the approval of the majority.
Jumbo Virtual Villagers. I'm Jamir. You know I have the book recommendation of the day. I know you've been waiting on it. Kalia told you a little about the impactful work of Miss Barbara Jordan. And if you would like to learn more about Miss Jordan, check out What Do You Do With a Voice Like That? The story of extraordinary Congresswoman Barbara Jordan by Chris Barton. You can purchase this book at your local Black-owned bookstore or visit smile.amazon.com and add Clever Communities in Action as your charity, and Amazon will donate a percentage of the price of your purchasing at no cost to you.
Remember to always, if you're using that Amazon, to link Clever Communities in Action as your charity of choice. So that way we can make sure that we continue to work inside the community. And today has been a great show. We got Affirm to start us off right. Then we learned about Miss Barbara Jordan and all the work that she's advocated and strived for. Then we got into our teacher lesson with Miss Anderson, and that's always beautiful. That's always a joy to be in. And then we had a lot of words from our sponsors, but we got right back into that beautiful lesson of writing our own story and making sure that we change those narratives, not the media, not the history books, not anyone spreading negativity. We're all about affirming African-American culture and people here at Clever Communities in Action. And that's what Peyton did with that strong, powerful quote that she always does. And then we had myself with the book recommendation. So you can see we do a little pre-recorded and a little, broad, like live stream work too, just multifaceted. But that has been our show today. I hope that everyone has been affirmed, happy with me hosting. It's a lot different than being an influencer because that way I can just be one face out of 6 and get off where I need to. But being host, I see what Miss Star goes through. I've been loving it, to be honest. Just being the face here and talking with the virtual village, making sure that we grow. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, or even tweet, retweet, wherever you are. Just making sure that the virtual village is growing. Like we said, we're marching away with everything in March. It's a new season. We're doing some spring cleaning, and once we clean and fix ourselves up, the whole village will be a lot bigger afterwards. So that's what I charge everyone with tonight. And this has been Jaimir. And you guys have a good night. Stay safe, virtual village. Peace.